Calling all podcasters, musicians, vloggers, and reporters, and everyone else who wants crystal clear recording that's super portable. The Shure Motive family of microphones makes studio-quality audio that's as simple as plug and play. Many of the world's top podcasters rely on Shure, and with a Motive line of iOS and USB microphones, portability is now your friend. Imagine being able to get great audio quickly and easily from your phone, tablet, or computer. Simply visit shure.com/motive to start getting great audio for your content now. That's SHURE.com/MOTIV.
Blog Talk Radio. Unmarket Your Business, the podcast. Born out of the need to share strategies and techniques that really work to market your business. Think Yellow Page ads and cold calls are your only choices? That's so last century. You're about to learn tested, tried and true marketing techniques you can apply and master, ones that feel authentic instead of salesy, strategies that are true to who you are and how you want to present yourself to your ideal clients. Let's join our host, Carol Joyce Dunlop, in the studio now and allow business success to move forward. Hey, happy Friday, everyone. This is Carol J. Dunlop, your online wow strategist and the #1 Amazon best-selling international author of Unmarket Your Business. How you doing today? I missed yesterday's regular show because, one, my guest had a mix-up, and two, my internet was acting up like crazy. Have you ever had just one of those days when you're everything, all the tools that you need to use to run your business successfully just kind of flop out on you? Nothing's working, nothing's doing right, and you're like, what the hey? But, hey, I didn't give up. Just kept on pushing. I was like, hey, I am in control of this, so I'm just going to do it tomorrow, which turns out to be today. And I hope that you are ready for this, that you're listening. I know it may throw you off a little bit for those who are downloading, but, you know, for the people who don't download till Saturday, you're good anyway. So I hope you're having you had a great week. You're looking forward to a great weekend. Boy, it is sunny as anything here in Hotlanta, and it's getting warmer. And you know what that means, allergy season. My husband, poor thing, he is suffering with allergies so bad. We had to give him something just a little while ago. He was like sneezing his head off. Thank you, Jesus. I don't have to actually go through with that, but I know a lot of you do. So get some relief, do what you need to do, and, you know, so you can feel better, because nobody deserves to just be miserable all day in this beautiful world here. So what are we talking about today? We are talking about, #1, this is the beginning of March, and things weren't quite all together, so I get all my sponsors together, but probably next week I will have all the sponsors lined up and have things going like they should be. Like I say, sometimes things don't work like they want, so I just wanted you to know that, because I did release that we will be starting the beginning of March, but hey, things didn't work out, so we will do it next week. And everything's going to be A-okay, wonderful, because my sponsors are also getting some stuff together too. So I was like, man, just move that ahead a little bit. But today we're talking about how to market your business with podcasting. And guess what you're listening to? A podcast. That is a year old. Isn't that awesome? So this has been a major marketing vehicle for my business and my previous business, which was a personal training business, and I had a podcast there for about 9 years. And now I've moved into doing this one. So, hey, I just love podcasts. And I love this particular format of podcasts where I actually come on sometimes and it's just me. There's no guest or anything. It's just me and, you know, what's coming out of my head, my lessons for you. And then sometimes I have guests on who come and we just have a great old time like we did last week with Katie. Wasn't she awesome? And I have some more guests coming up. And, you know, that's how it goes. I have seen other podcasters who have a little bit different format where they just one particular format that I thought was very interesting. I have not done that yet, and that is to actually have their clients call in and talk about the experience that they've had with a product or service that the podcast host has. And I know there's one particular gentleman here on Blog Talk Radio who has been, you know, #1 in the fitness arena forever. I can't think of his name right now, but that's what he does. Every week he has like a It's like a live coaching session where the people come on and they talk about how great his program is. Which brings me to a new piece of this podcast that I'm releasing the end of this month. I talked about it today on my, was going to be a Facebook Live, but it wound up being a recording because, like I said, my internet was acting up, where I'm going to actually have live coaching on the show once a month. And I'm going to start with me. And if you want to see the live, I don't want to take time up today because I got some good stuff to share with you. Go to my Facebook page, facebook.com/CSI Corporation, or look up Creative Services International on Facebook, and you'll see the live that I did today. And I talked all about what I'm going to be doing with the podcast and, the one that I'm going to be being coached myself and how I'm going to coach others and where I'm going to get the audience from and all that good stuff. But what we're going to talk about today is how to market your business with podcasting. Since I feel that I know that I am an expert and an authority on this, I was like, why not? And this was one of the subjects that was brought up in my group, the Unmarket Your Business Facebook group. And if you're not a member, I want you to join and become a member because I have free trainings every Friday there where I talk about a different subject. And I actually put a poll up there, and everyone in the group picked which one they wanted to learn more about. And this is the second one. The first one was last week, and this is the second one, and it is podcasting. So I've got about 5 tips I'm going to go through with you, 5 strategies, 5 pieces of information that I'm going to share with you that are going to tell you how you can actually use podcasting to market your business. So number 1, why start a podcast? The big reason. Why? It seems like something that would be great. And you're like, so why should I do it? The number 1 reason you should start a podcast, and it will help you with marketing your business, is your audience, your ideal perfect clients who are out there, your ideal prospects, have a problem and you have a solution. So that's why. That's the number 1 reason. They have a problem, you have a solution, and you need to get it to them because they may not know who you are. They may not know where you are, and they may not know that you do have the solution. So by starting a podcast where you come on and you talk about things that are related to your solution, different ways to use your solution, different things that you've encountered over the years, you share your experience, you share the funny, crazy things about you, people will get to know you, like you, trust you, and then start buying from you. Because there's not one thing on the internet right now that people don't buy something of or from. They buy from people who they trust, who they know, like, and trust, and they're looking for somebody like this. I mean, I got a referral today from a client who I did a website for, and, they've been with me for a little over a year now, and they came back and said, hey, I got another website that I want you to look at. I mean, that's what the know, like, and trust thing does. Not only do people buy from you once, but when you deliver the goods to them, then they start buying from you over and over again. So that's the number 1 reason. Why would you do it? Because your audience is out there. They have a problem. You have a solution. Number 2, why podcasts work for marketing. This is fun. Why do they work? It's not just you getting on an audio thing and just talking. Get on Blog Talk Radio and talking, or Stitcher or Spreaker or any of those, just talking. It's easy to consume a podcast because if it's audio, all they got to do is log on to Spreaker, Stitcher, sometimes even iTunes with their phone or their iPad or their whatever device that they have, and just hit play and start listening. They can listen in their car. They can listen while they're working out. They can listen while they're just at home, resting on the couch, not doing a doggone thing, and they're listening to you. At their most comfortable, non-guarded, I just want to learn something new or see what this person has to say. It's just easy. Hit play. They know your link. Hit play. They're going to play. It'll work for your marketing because marketing is expensive. I'm sure you know all the things that you do to market your business right now. What, you got an email system that you got to pay for. You're probably paying for some type of program that gets you out there somewhere. Maybe you're paying a coach or whatever. Podcasting is inexpensive to get started. Basically, on the very most basic thing that you need is your phone or some kind of recording device that you can talk into. That's the basic, least amount of thing that you would need. Your phone or your iPad or your other device. You talk into you record your voice, and you upload that sucker to these places that take podcasts, like iTunes or Stitcher or Spreaker or even YouTube. That's a little bit of a different animal because YouTube is video, but all you got to do is put some pictures on it, put that voice over in the back, boom, you got it, right? But it's inexpensive. It's probably using things that you already have. And the third reason why podcasts work for marketing is they build trust. The thousands of you who have downloaded my podcast over and over and over again, or you're new and this is the first time you're listening and you say, hey, I'm going to come back and see what that girl is all about. She's kind of funny, or I like what she's talking about, or, she gives me good tips, or, she gives me a good direction, or, for whatever reason you listen to me. Maybe I just brighten your day. I hope that that's it. I brighten your day for a little bit, and I give you structured information that you could use in your business. You're starting to trust me. You know that pretty much I'm going to continue to give you that type of information. So you come back, and the minute that I don't give you the information that you don't like, then you don't listen anymore. So I want to keep continuing to do the things that you think that I'm going to do to help you, because my mission is to help women entrepreneurs build successful and authentic businesses. So you build trust. Well, whatever your mantra is, whatever your USP is, whatever you're trying to do out there, you build trust with your people, and they come back to you over and over again. So number 3, who is going to listen to you when you do this podcast? How do you even know that people will want to listen to you? Well, this is from my book, so check out these stats that I have in Chapter 11, Show Out, that is all about creating a podcast. Apple has surpassed 1 billion with a B subscriptions for podcasts via iTunes. Number 2, during an annual survey in 2014, now this was a couple of years ago, but 15% of adults listened to a podcast in the month prior to their 2014 survey. 15%. Now that is much higher now. Another stat for you, 1 in 5 Americans make podcasts a priority in their busy schedules. I have a good friend of mine, and we have done several programs together, Nadine Mullings. She says she loves podcasts. She listens to them all the time. I have other friends who have podcasts of their own, other business colleagues, other associates. They have their own podcasts because they know the power of it. And finally, 63% of listeners actually purchased something the host had promoted when they were listening to a podcast. So if that doesn't give you a reason to do a podcast, just think about it. 63% of the people who listen. You got 100 people that listen, 63 people are going to buy something. They're going to buy something that you're promoting. Now, that doesn't mean that your whole podcast is a promotion. That means that you give great value, awesome content, and then you tell them, hey, why don't you buy this right here, or this will help you, because it's all about helping, right? This will help you. And if they trust you, if they know you, they like you, and they're like, I really trust what she says, they're more than likely they're going to buy because you recommended it, because they trust you. You're like a friend who kind of comes in and say, hey, girl, those red shoes down there at so-and-so store, you need to get them because they are bad. What's the next thing you're going to do? Go down there and get those shoes because she just told you to do it, right? Okay, number 4. How will you grow your business from creating a podcast? Well, the number one way, and I've been talking about this all along, is your listeners will see you as the expert, because they're going to tune into you for some reason, most likely to learn something that they don't already know. So if they learn something they don't already know from someone else, and that someone else being you, they're going to trust that you are the expert. You're the person that they're going to go to when they want to know, boom, whatever it is you're talking about that they don't know about. And it also establishes you as the go-to authority in your niche of potential clients and people who are looking for solutions. Because remember, these people are out here looking for a solution to their problem. Nobody wants to be in pain. And I'm talking about physical pain, mental pain, emotional pain, intellectual pain, whatever kind of pain it is. No one wants to be in that piece of the universe. They don't want to be there in that spot. They don't want to be taking up that pain space. They want to get rid of pain as quickly as possible. And sometimes they don't even know they're in pain. They don't even know they're missing out on clients or missing out on whatever it is until you educate them that they are. Case in point, I am a social media person. I love doing social media, helping my clients get better with social media and marketing themselves with social media. But I ran into this woman who is the bum diggity with LinkedIn. She's just not social media. She's LinkedIn. Now, she can tell you about other things, but her expertise is LinkedIn. And sometimes you have to go to the person with the expertise. Tawana, the LinkedIn professor is what she's called, had a session with her. She told me some things I needed to do on my LinkedIn profile to make it better. She said my profile was not bad. It was actually pretty good, but she wanted it to be great. So she gave me some tips. She gave me some techniques, and she told me some strategies. I mean, it was all within like a 30-minute call. And she even said, I love talking to techie people because I just tell you one or two things and boom. So I put those things into effect. And she's actually going to be on the podcast March 29th. March 29th is on a Thursday. And she is going to be I'm going to be going through what she told me, and she's actually going to be like coaching me on that. So I put those things into effect, and guess what? I'm getting more views, especially to my YouTube channel. You're like, Carol, what does LinkedIn have to do with your YouTube channel? It's all about what she told me to do. It was something that I hadn't even thought about, and I was kind of doing it a little bit backwards. You'll hear more about it on the show, so you have to tune in. I'm going to leave that as a cliffhanger because it's getting better, and I want to have some better stats to share with you. Anyway, I put those things into effect, and to me, she is the go-to authority. She is the person that's like, boom, 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 hey, I'm listening to her. I'm, hanging on everything that she's saying because the stuff works. And that's what happens when people find you via your podcast. They listen to you. They like, let me go try this out and see how this goes. And the thing that you told them to do works, then they're like, boom, I'm in it. I'm in it to win it. I'm with you. I had this Facebook Live when I was first launching the book, and I launched the book, I want to say November of last year. So when I first launched the book, I did some Facebook Lives, and there was one lady I remember who came on, and she said, I just started my business, and I wanted to know some ways that I could, market my business. So, of course, that's what I was there for. And the part that I talked about was how to market your business using Facebook groups. And she took what I told her, and her next post in a group was, this person had put out, I want some help doing something, or her skin or something like that. And from what I told this lady who wound up purchasing the book, the way I told her to answer that post, she did that. And the woman answered her back and said, hey, I want to talk to you some more. So, boom, right there. How do you think that makes me look in her eyes? It makes me look like, hey, you know what you're talking about? I'm going to come back and hear some more. Tell me some more stuff that I can do. Because just about all the time people want to know, what is some stuff that I could do for this? Now, we all know, too, it takes a little bit more of that sometimes, and you got to get a little bit more in depth with it, but we can make it work. So that's how you can market your business using podcasting, and that is how it's going to grow your business. Okay, number 5, ways to market your business using podcasts, ways to do it. Number 1 is interview influencers. Who are the influencers in your industry or your niche? Who are the people, or even in your Facebook groups, because if they got a big Facebook following and you're in their Facebook group and you can get them on your podcast, then it does 2 things. It shows that, number 1, this person is the bum diggity because they got this other influencer to come on their podcast. And all the people who are in that person's group are saying, hey, who is this person? She must be the bum diggity to get her on the podcast. Let's go see what she's talking about. So it works both ways for the influencer to reach out and say, hey, I'm being interviewed by you. Hey, that's cool. It gets you on the radar of that influencer's people, so they're more likely to look at you and just give you a second glance. Hey, what does she do? And let me see what's up with her. So that's how that works. So interview influence. This is the second way you can market your podcast. This is what I'm going to start doing for March and April from now, I'm going to have one coaching thing per month. And if you want to be coached live on the podcast, then you have to be a member of the Unmarket Your Business Facebook group. So I do encourage you to go there and join. It's absolutely free. And I'll choose from the people there who, really need the help. You are willing to share things that are holding you back, different ideas that you may have wanted to experiment with, but have not been able to do it. But because we're gonna work together in this coaching session, you'll be able to do it. Now, I love coaching. I really like to call them strategy sessions. I love having strategy sessions because if you ask me, Carol, how do I, or how can I, or what are your ideas about, I'm just ready to just tell you all these things, right? And my husband tells me all the time, it's like, you're always coming up with these ideas for people. You need to save some for yourself and implement them. Well, this one actually isn't my original idea. I actually got it from Katie. If you listen to the show last week, you'll hear me say, I'm going to totally steal that. And she was like, girl, go ahead and steal it because it's not mine. I got it from somebody else. So that's what I call passing it, what is it? Passing it forward? It's not quite the right words, but you know what I'm talking about. Putting it forward, helping others. So somebody told her, she told me, and I'm using it. And hopefully you'll be able to take that and use it your own authentic way to help your own business because I know that this is going to be good. My thing is, like I said, my mission is to help women entrepreneurs to have successful, authentic businesses. And by authentic, I mean the ones that do the stuff that works for you. Don't do the stuff that everybody else is doing because everybody else is doing it. That never works for anybody. Do the stuff that works for you in the way it works for you. And just because I'm telling you, hey, you need to start a podcast to market your business, you may not want to have a podcast just like me. You may not want to do a live podcast on Blog Talk Radio. You might want to do a recorded podcast, edit it, and then upload it. You may want to do a Q&A podcast where you're, fielding questions, or you may want to do a news-type podcast where you're just going, maybe like Wendy Williams or something, you're doing that gossip thing. That never was my thing, so I never wanted to do it. You may want to do a how-to podcast. Maybe you're teaching people how to do a certain things, and each episode is a new thing that you're teaching them or part of a thing. Maybe you have 10 parts to whatever it is that you do, and part 1 is one podcast, part 2 is another podcast, so on and so on. And it just helps people to know more about you. Now, I want to say this. Do not worry. People are going to take your ideas, steal them, run with them, and make their own business. I mean, even if they did, so what? They're not going to be able to, they can't be you. They can't do it like you do. Even if you spill all the beans in a podcast and tell them everything that they need to do, it doesn't matter. They're not going to do it because they're missing one ingredient, and that's YOU. So that's why I do this. I mean, I want you to be successful. I want you to be able to, get your ideas out of your head and onto paper or onto the internet or wherever they need to be. But I know that you're still going to miss that one ingredient, and that's working one-on-one with me. Now, if you're anything like me, you can take an idea and you can run with it just as far as you can. I mean, it may make you $1 million or whatever, but at some point you still need someone to do a one-on-one with you or to just look at just you. I know a lot of us, we're in this freepreneur type thing where we're taking ideas and we're going to all the free webinars and downloading all the freebies. I know I did. But at some point you still have to work with someone one-on-one. You have to, stop and say, can you individually help me? Me and you work together, just us one-on-one. So that happens to everyone. But, I have nothing against just going as many times as you can, finding as much stuff as you want. Because the thing is, you have to figure out what it is that you really want to do and how you're going to do it. And sometimes by working with one person one-on-one, you're going to figure that out. And sometimes there's more than one-on-one. I've certainly experienced that. I've worked with several different coaches, and they've all helped me to get to where I am now. And now I want to share that I've created my mission and what I want to do and how I'm going to do it. I want to share that with you. But I know that I'm just only one piece of this puzzle. So now that you know about how to market your business using podcasts, how about let's get in depth with a training about how to actually create that doggone thing, how to get that podcast started, what is the equipment that you need, how to come up with the format that you want to use, and how do you build community, and then most of all, how do you manage, market, and monetize that thing. So I got something for you. Next Wednesday at 11 a.m., I am having a new masterclass called How to Stand Out from the Crowd Using Your Business Building Podcast and Get a Flow of Clients. And you can get on there by going to bit.ly/podcastmclass. So podcast MCLASS. M stands for masterclass, right? Podcast M class. So bit.ly/podcast M class. And in there, we're going to go, there's four things we're going to go over. Make sure I got my notes here. I'm going to show you how to choose the correct topic and format that resonates with your audience and with you, the equipment and software that you need, but you don't have to break the bank to get it, how to build your community around your podcast so you can get people caring about your podcast and sharing it, and then how to launch and then syndicate this thing, because syndicate means that it seems like you're everywhere all the time, and that's what shows do. Like if you can think of something that's in reruns right now. Let's say Criminal Minds is in reruns right now. They're still showing live, but they've done enough episodes that they are now syndicated to these other stations like TNT and stuff like that, and you may see them all over the place sometimes. That's what you want to do with your podcast. You want it to be available in as many places to as many people as possible for exposure's sake. So just going back to the very beginning, what did I say? You have an audience out there. They have a problem. You have a solution. Y'all need to find each other. Because when you are talking to the right people and the right people find you, that is a magic thing made in heaven, because people want someone to trust. And if you're looking for the best way to establish trust, build your authority, and show that you are the go-to person, there's no better way than a podcast. So I'm going to show you how to get started on this and tell you about my story, how I got started with podcasting. You won't believe it. It's so funny. I didn't even know what I was doing at all. And have run several podcasts over the years, and this is just the latest one. So go ahead and sign up. It's absolutely free, bit.ly/podcastmclass. Podcast M Class. I want to see you there next Wednesday. It's going to be an awesome training, and you will walk away with the steps to get started with your podcast quickly, get going quickly, and start making some money. Because none of us are in this for our health. We are in this because we want to make some money and sustain our lifestyle. So that's what I'm helping you do. So I will see you next Wednesday in the podcast, and then I'll see you Thursday again here with another great episode from the Unmarket Your Business podcast. So until then, everyone have a great weekend, a great week. Keep business going, and let me know if I can help you in any way, shape, form, or fashion. See you then. Thanks for listening. We truly appreciate it. For information about guests, products, or services that were mentioned in this episode, log on to our website at www.csicorporation.com/unmarketing. To learn more, get a glimpse of our upcoming schedule, and join the unmarketing nation of entrepreneurs who are using marketing techniques that work right now. Until next time, keep moving forward.
Calling all podcasters, musicians, vloggers, and reporters, and everyone else who wants crystal clear recording that's super portable. The Shure Motive family of microphones makes studio quality audio that's as simple as plug and play. Many of the world's top podcasters rely on Shure, and with a Motive line of iOS and USB microphones, portability is now your friend. Imagine being able to get great audio quickly and easily from your phone, tablet, or computer. Simply visit shure.com/motive to start getting great audio for your content now. That's SHURE.com/MOTIV.
Now is the chance to use reliable energy to grow your money with the Dominion Energy Reliability Investment. Our new investment product offers competitive returns, no maintenance fees, and flexible online access to your money. Make the reliable investment in reliable energy. The Dominion Energy Reliability Investment. To find out more, go online to reliabilityinvestment.com. That's reliabilityinvestment.com.